physically healthy things, you can see, excuse me, that not only does it reduce, the physical risks like risk of disease and stress and chronic pain, mental health like depression and social isolation, but it can also increase, again, not just those physical aspects, but mental functionality, longevity, a sense of purpose. So there are a lot of personal benefits you can get from volunteering as well. So now that we've gotten you all excited about volunteering and how good it's going to be for you and how good it's going to be for the country and your community, let's take this opportunity to talk a little bit about why SCORE might be a fantastic place for you to choose to spend your valuable time to helping give back, share your skills and expertise, and help the communities that you serve. So, since we're talking about SCORE, who is SCORE? We are a resource partner of the United States Small Business Administration, and we have been around for over 50 years. We have 10,000 amazing, incredible, experienced business mentors, our volunteers, and they really do contribute to those hours we talked about. Nearly 5 million hours were contributed last year. And those hours go to helping aspiring and existing business owners start, grow, troubleshoot, and succeed in their business. And how do they do that? Well, I called them mentors. What is mentoring? It's free business advice to anyone looking to start or grow their small business. We also have online resources. We have hundreds of free business resources, downloadable templates, articles, blogs that help supplement that advice and guidance and make sure that you have the up-to-date current information for the people that we're serving as small business owners. And we have things like this, our weekly webinars, where volunteers can come and share their expertise and help train in a one-to-many setting. And we do this because of our mission and our vision and the values that we have. Our mission is to foster vibrant small business communities through this mentoring and education. And by delivering on our mission, our vision is that every person has the support they need to thrive as a small business owner. And how do we measure success? Our clients' success is our success. We, SCORE, are here for the life of your business. And so when you look at SCORE, it is a nationwide volunteer organization with those 10,000 volunteers in most of the communities across the country, 1,500 communities. And these people, again, are giving their time and their effort, nearly 5 million hours last year, to help with that guidance, advice, and education. And what did that result in? Well, last year we saw over 140 clients, small business owners or those looking to start. They were served through over 326,000 mentoring sessions. We saw 280,000 people attend local workshops and 241,000 attend these national webinars as well. So SCORE has an incredible reach into and across the communities that we serve. And it's not just about our reach. We're really here for the impact. What does it mean when our mentors are providing that advice and educating? How does that, what does that result in? What are the outcomes? Well, you can see here last year, with the help of SCORE volunteer mentors, over 25,000 new businesses were started, over 71,000 non-owner jobs created, with a total of 96,500 jobs. That's huge impact on our economy and our nation. And it really is of the highest quality of services. You can see 86% of people who use SCORE recommend SCORE to family and friends. During these trying times with the pandemic and all of the other issues that come with that, 77% of people who were in business stayed in business with the help of SCORE. And we saw that 61% reported an increase in revenue. So these are the things that as volunteers, we work towards, we reach for, and we achieve in partnership with the small businesses that we serve. And Again, I talked about Ed in the beginning, but Ed is one of those fantastic examples who makes SCORE and what we do and our mission come to life when he is working with the clients that he serves, engaging with his fellow volunteers, and making our mission come alive every day as he volunteers with SCORE. So, to talk to you a little bit more about that, I am thrilled to turn it over to Ed Coleman. Ed?
Thank you, Bridget. As you can see from the slide, SCORE has 7 key beliefs and values that can be summarized into 2 key points: clients matter and volunteers matter. These beliefs drive how we act and how we interact with clients, volunteers, and our community. Our simple measure of success is our client's success is our success. Let me take just a moment and walk you through some key points of our values and beliefs. First of all, small businesses matter. Small business and their support is critical to a vibrant community and to society. Small business is the engine that drives the economy in the U.S. To put small business in perspective, the SBA data notes that there are over 32 million small businesses in the United States. They employ over 60 million people, and since 1995, 62% of the new net jobs growth has been generated by small business. Giving back, our volunteers, stakeholders have the ability to give back to the communities where we live and work. Successful small businesses understand the importance of giving back, and many of the most vibrant and contributing mentors come from the small business community. Small businesses are also great supporters in their local communities. Think of the number of baseball teams, sports teams, and other community activities that are solely sponsored by small businesses in the local community. Our volunteers matter. SCORE volunteers are business people helping small businesses solve problems, helping businesses launch and grow. SCORE volunteers, as Bridget noted, gave over 5 million hours last year. That's an average of 500 hours per volunteer, all given freely to the communities in which we live and operate. Our experience matters. We ensure our clients have positive experience and validate this through regular client surveys. Our volunteers share their relevant knowledge, wisdom, and experience, and share that freely with business operators in their community. Volunteers themselves personally find a great deal of satisfaction in their contribution to the small business community and watch with excitement as those businesses launch and grow. Our relationships are key, and we act with integrity, respect, honesty, purpose, and professionalism. Small business owners that receive 3 or more hours of mentoring have higher revenue and increased growth, and frankly, are much more likely to succeed. We develop long-term relationships with our clients and with the organizations, private and governmental, within our communities. If you look at the SCORE ethics policy, you will see how strongly it aligns with the values and beliefs. It is probably one of the most stringent ethics policies I've seen in business or otherwise. Diversity matters. We believe in the importance, value, and power of diversity. Diversity of people and diversity of thought. And we work to achieve that in our volunteer corps, our staff, our board, and our clients. It's a known fact that diverse organizations are proven to be more sustainable and more profitable than those that do not embrace and engage in diversity. Lifelong learning is a key to our success. This applies to our clients as well as to our volunteers. As Bridget mentioned, we have a number of webinars and training activities available through score.org for clients and volunteers. We really encourage our volunteers to embrace lifelong learning, to ensure that we are in sync with the needs of our clients and are relevant in today's marketplace to help those clients grow. Why volunteer at SCORE? These are really all of the things that you see on the screen are the benefits of volunteering. In a few words, we build vibrant, strong communities where we live. We build deep connections within those communities. It gives us the opportunity to develop new skills. Continuing learning is one of the benefits that one gets from volunteering. And in our particular case, because we are keeping current and relevant on business, it keeps the mind fresh and it keeps it functioning in a healthy manner. We have the opportunity to network with local and national business experts. That interaction helps us add stability and value and contribute to our vibrant local communities. We gain a better understanding of small business in the U.S. and the economic value created by small business. As noted earlier, small business is the economic engine that we need to protect, preserve, and help continue growing. Continuing on to volunteering with SCORE, one of the major reasons is to help people realize their American dream. SCORE helps start businesses, grow businesses, and we have the ability to contribute to saving businesses when those situations arise, most notably in the recent COVID epidemic. We also help people in exiting their business. The SCORE motto is, for the life of your business. For all phases and stages of their business, we have qualified people to assist small business owners. We form lifelong relationships with clients and volunteers. As I said earlier, we support the growth engine of our economy. Small businesses are key to sustaining and growing the economy. They are a source of jobs, a source of innovation, and a source of wealth creation. It's a privilege to be associated with this vibrant entrepreneur community. What does it take to be a good SCORE volunteer? Really, what does it take to be a good member of any organization? First is empathy, understanding and sharing the feelings of another person and their ability to put yourself in their place. Flexibility, or the ability to pivot based on the client's business and changing business needs. Open-mindedness. We don't judge the client's idea. We help them fulfill their dream. Being a good listener. A mentor of mine several years ago advised that we were given 2 ears and 1 mouth, and that we should use them in that ratio. And that is really one of the things that stuck with me as I work and interact with SCORE clients. Listening, understanding their needs is critical to helping them realize their dream. Patience, or the ability to go through step by step and teach. We deal with a varying client base that has varying levels of expertise. So the ability to patiently help someone understand and then watch them start on their path to realizing their dream is very rewarding. Passion, and the belief in the SCORE mission to foster vibrant small business communities through mentoring and education. Simply stated, a passion for and a belief in what we do. At SCORE, we have 4 key and distinct roles to accommodate the range and skills and interest of our volunteers. First is mentor. These individuals provide confidential, one-on-one business consulting to our clients. They use a wide range of skills and abilities to assist people in developing, growing, and fulfilling their business expectations. Subject matter experts collaborate with experienced mentors to offer specific advice in their area of expertise. That may be finance, real estate, business valuations, or one of the many disciplines that can contribute and are necessary to help clients launch and grow their businesses. Workshop presenters are educators. They give presentations on specific business topics. They create the presentations and deliver the materials in either workshops or webinars. They may be either SCORE volunteers, mentors or subject matter experts, or outside presenters who collaborate with SCORE to share expertise and information in many areas. An example of an outside presenter may be in government contracting. And chapter support. SCORE is a nearly 100% volunteer-led and managed organization with a small but very key headquarters support staff. Examples of key chapter or local volunteer roles are administration, finance, scheduling clients, workshop program management, local operations management, and so on. All of these are led by and staffed by volunteers. We have less than 50 people at headquarters level dealing with organizational management, marketing, operations, and program creation for delivery to SCORE clients and volunteers. A key to SCORE's success is the unique partnership between headquarters staff and field volunteers, all focused on client success. More details on the role of SCORE volunteers can be found on score.org. There's a section in the volunteering piece that talks about the roles, the qualifications, and some general guidelines on time commitment. Virtual mentoring really has made a difference in SCORE and expanded our access to our clients. It began several years ago, but really became during COVID the primary service delivery method for mentoring and for workshops. Virtual or video mentoring is an opportunity to match small business owners with the perfect mentor, regardless of their location, anywhere in the United States. It has increased the convenience of mentoring and scheduling by eliminating travel time for volunteers and our business owners. It offers the maximum amount of flexibility to schedule time that makes the most sense for both the mentor and the client. And certainly it improves the speed with which we're able to get to businesses for their challenges. In addition to the virtual mentoring, we're currently testing a live chat at score.org, kind of a form of speed mentoring to help clients get their questions answered quickly, as well as to guide them to other resources that are available through SCORE's network and its website. How about volunteer support? When an individual chooses to join SCORE as a volunteer, we have an array of support mechanisms to assist them in their onboarding and training. As part of our training, the programs themselves are tailored and customized to the volunteer role: mentor, subject matter expert, workshop presenter, or chapter support. As part of that training, we have co-mentoring or coaching support. Each new volunteer is assigned an internal mentor to help them work through the necessary steps to be certified as a SCORE volunteer and mentor, as well as to provide ongoing support to them as they gain experience with SCORE. We have a wealth of small business resources on score.org, and I would encourage you to go to score.org and look at the array of webinars, printed material, and articles, blogs, and other postings that are available to support clients and to give our volunteers the tool to interact and effectively with clients. We have access to 10,000 fellow volunteers around the country with the ability to connect with experts that can help a client anywhere in the country. And then we have lifelong learning opportunities. If you recall from our values and beliefs, lifelong learning, keeping ourselves relevant to the needs of our clients through ongoing education, is a key part of our volunteer support opportunities. We provide webinars, operational templates, and guides to assist volunteer training and in helping our clients in a variety of ways. This is just a sample of a screenshot from our score.org website. Just gives you a snippet of the resources and training available. One of my favorites that you'll find there is the Startup Roadmap. It literally is a step-by-step guide to walk clients through the business startup process and the many important elements of founding and growing a successful business. It starts with a readiness assessment and then walks a person through each of the various steps. It's one of those activities that is done collaboratively with mentors and is one of the teaching tools that is available. SLATE is the methodology that we use to approach our mentoring. S is stop and suspend judgment. We do not judge a person's idea, but we take the time to listen, learn, and understand, as noted in the L. We assess and analyze and provide feedback to the client and test their ideas and teach with tools. Some of those tools come from our mentoring or individual business background. Many of them are available at the SCORE.org site. And we set expectations and encourage the dream. Our focus is on helping people realize their American dream, and in the process, setting targets, goals, and expectations for the next session that we have with the client as we work with them for the life of their business. I just put this up just to give you a sense of what we do at SCORE. We get your business questions answered. We're here as your as a client support mechanism to help them grow their business. If I may close with an ad at SCORE, if I may close with an ad and paraphrase the Marine Corps ad tagline, the Marine Corps is looking for a few good men, but at SCORE, we are looking for a lot of good women and men to assist us in our mission of helping small business. Please consider becoming a SCORE mentor. We'll now open it up for questions.
All right, so I got a good amount of questions here. Let me start with the first one. How often do mentors spend their time volunteering?
So I'll start, but Ed, you can of course jump in with your experience in your area as well. So it really does vary depending on what your capacity is, what your time and your schedule allows. We have volunteers that give 10 to 15 hours a month and see a few clients, and we have people who are leaders and other more involved volunteers that give 20, 30 hours a week, depending on their availability. Ed, what's your experience?
Much to the if you look at the guidelines, or if we could encourage you to look at the guidelines at SCORE.org, the time commitment when we go through the recruiting and the onboarding process is generally we'd like to have 15 to 20 hours a month for the mentor. Workshop presenter, of course, depends on the number of workshops, and their availability is 2 to 10 hours a month. And our chapter support, again, depending on the activities, is 5 to 15 hours a month. Subject matter experts are people that are on call. So really, you can give as much time as you have available to SCORE, and we will welcome every one of those hours. But really, you drive it yourself, but we are interacting with clients, and we want to make sure that we have a continuity of support so that 15 to 20 hours a month as a volunteer mentor is a good metric to use.
All right, so the next question that we have here is, can you talk about what it means to be a volunteer leader?
Ed, I'll let you take that one as one of our amazing volunteer leaders.
Basically, as a volunteer leader, you're running a business. You interact, mentor. In my particular case, as a district director, I cover Northern Virginia, the District of Columbia, and the state of Maryland. Included in that group are five individual SCORE chapters made up of 250 volunteers. And basically what we're doing is budgeting, leading, professional development, succession planning, All of the things that you do every day in your business is what we do as volunteer leaders. And again, as I said, the volunteer core of leadership, all of all of the field operations are basically led by volunteers. So our chapter chairs and the committees that support them are all volunteers. The districts are all volunteers, and our regional vice presidents are volunteers, all of us reporting up to Bridget and the team in the headquarters. So again, as a volunteer leader, I'm running the SCORE consulting business for the geography that I mentioned.
All right, so the next question we have here is, how do volunteers interact with each other on a local and national? How do volunteers? Yes, how do volunteers interact with each other on a local and national level?
Great question. So I'll start, and Ed, of course, you jump in. One of the things that is fantastic about SCORE is the interactions with the feet on the street in the communities that we serve. So it is important for the volunteers in the SCORE chapter or branch or district to interact, get to know each other, help each other, and build up SCORE in the community that you are serving. One of the great things about SCORE also is that we have this nationwide network. So we learn from each other, just like mentors help small business owners. We learn from each other and we help and support one another. So we take best practices and share them with volunteers across the country, with leaders, with chapters, to make sure that we're doing the best things regardless of where we are in the country. We also encourage volunteers to learn from one another if you have a different skill or an industry focus that you have. So if, for example, a volunteer is mentoring a client and they are experts in the retail industry, but they may not be experts in, just picking off the top of my head, cash flow. They could find a mentor anywhere in the SCORE network and bring them in to help and to provide that subject matter expertise, but still be that guide for the client. So those are two ways at the local and national level. We have regular calls with leaders where we bring everyone together. We have conferences once a year where the leaders get together to interact. So there are a variety of opportunities, not just to interact locally, but to interact with people from all over the country. Ed, what do you have to add?
I'd like to add, really, the chapter chair is the team leader in the local chapter, and the chapter itself is the face of SCORE within the local community. So the chapter leader and the people that are involved at the chapter level are building the bridges and the relationships with the local community so that we have collaborative support. Within the chapter, we regularly have chapter meetings so that people can engage, share thoughts and ideas, participate in local professional development. And we have regular, in my case and my counterparts across the country, we regularly bring together our chapter chairs and other members of the leadership team for information sharing, education, idea sharing, so that we're able to leverage all of the best talents in SCORE and get those into the hands of our people. As Bridget mentioned, and I can't say it enough, the ability to interact with 10,000 experts across the country, the stories that you hear where you are able to search out an expert that can help you and aid your client is just invaluable. And when you look at some of the, the very broad-based skills that people have, but also those very unique to the client skills in literally every industry and every discipline is an amazing part of the collaboration and connectivity that we have at SCORE.
All right, so the next question, we're getting a lot about this. What are the qualifiers to become a mentor? And I'd like to add on to that, what steps does it take to get qualified?
So as Ed had said before, we really do want to make sure that everyone who has the willingness and ability to volunteer at SCORE can. However, we do have a standardized onboarding process, which includes an interview with an existing volunteer, required education and training that must be taken before you can become an active volunteer. So those are things that help us make sure that it's a good fit, right? We talked about making sure your skills and talents are where you want to be, but also that it's a good fit for the organization. So there are some that go through that process and after talking with a volunteer realize that it might not be for them, and that's okay. But that's the process to help us make sure that it is the best fit for both parties involved. And Ed, you've done plenty of onboarding, and I know that your chapter does a great job recruiting and onboarding. What are your thoughts on that?
Much the same as yours, Bridget. We follow, as part of the overall SCORE process, values-based interview. So we really want to make sure that any incoming volunteer understands what we expect and how they interact. We have 10 steps literally that you go through that help you become a SCORE volunteer. Some of those are online courses, required online courses. And then, of course, our specific activities based on the type of volunteer activity that you'll perform. The majority of the people that we have are mentors. So a key part of our onboarding is co-mentoring with an experienced mentor and leading mentoring sessions so that it's not role playing, but really an interaction so that that new mentor can get the feel and the expertise and the experience of interacting with clients so that you know what you're getting into. And as Bridget said, a lot of people want to sign up, but as they go through the process, they realize that it's either the mentor role is not for them, but there are other roles within the chapter that they can contribute to, or maybe at this time in their life, the expectations of SCORE don't match, but we're always an open door looking for you to come back when it may be more accommodating to your availability and lifestyle.
All right, so the next question we have here is, should I be a mentor if I'm still growing as a business owner? I feel like I do have some good advice to give.
I'll start, but Ed, I'm sure you have thoughts on this as well. I mean, yes. Like one of the things that SCORE values you saw on the top of Ed's portion of the presentation is that lifelong learning matters. We are all continuing to learn and grow and develop. And if you have a skill or a talent or an insight that will help business owners grow, we want that. And then again, our volunteers continue to learn and grow as part of this organization. Ed, what do you think?
Yeah, a broad cross section of talent and ability really contributes to the success of the organization. So hopefully we're all still growing regardless of the stage that we are in our business life. And as I found with volunteering, I continue to learn every day by the interaction with clients and volunteers, and the fact that you better stay on top of your game, which helps keep the brain fresh, because we do have a continuing, evolving business environment, and we've got to stay on top of that. We learn from each other. So those talents, even if you're not a long experienced period of business, you can bring something that is valued by clients and your fellow volunteers.
All right, so here's a quick question about volunteer benefits. I feel that I'm a really good presenter. Are mentors given the opportunity to be webinar presenters or teach courses for SCORE?
Yes. And you talked about the roles. You want to take that one?
I do, yes. In fact, we really encourage people coming on board to participate in additional activities. As you can imagine, if you're running a small business, which is really what we're doing as SCORE field leaders, we need that cross section. So a mentor who is also a subject matter expert and a workshop presenter really increases the value that we're able to deliver. So when we go through the interviewing process, we talk about additional activities so that we can leverage the talents of the people that are coming to our organization.
Okay, and so the next question builds on that is, how does somebody that's already become a mentor become an outside presenter, either at the local level or at the national level?
So, just one clarifying point in that question, it's not an outside person, right? You can be a SCORE volunteer and be a workshop presenter. And there are
Mhm.
two things to do. One, talk to your local leadership if you're already a mentor and say, I want to present webinars or I want to present workshops, and they will gladly take you and get you paired with someone who has already done that. If you're interested in presenting at the national level, you can email marketing@score.org. If you have workshops or webinars you've done in the past or topics, that would be helpful. And then we can put that through the vetting system and go from there.
And adding to that, the overwhelming majority of our workshop presenters are SCORE volunteers, primarily mentors, and we supplement that group with specific expertise. So, for example, in the geography that I manage, 99+% of our workshop presenters are SCORE mentors and volunteers who are contributing in many ways, mostly one-on-one mentoring, and then sharing that expertise that they have with clients and fellow volunteers.
All right, so the next question is, if I volunteer for SCORE, am I volunteering for the local organization or the national organization?
So, great question. We are one SCORE. So, SCORE is one organization. We have, one tax ID number. We are one organization. So, that is who you are volunteering for. However, again, it is critical to become a member of your local SCORE community, because that's where there's a lot of integration with community partners, bringing on local volunteers, understanding the business community that you're serving. So, you become a member of a SCORE chapter, but you are part of the overall SCORE organization. And Ed, feel free to provide any clarity if that wasn't clear for me.
No, I couldn't have said it better. We're one SCORE. As noted, it's our board, it's our staff at headquarters, it's our field volunteers, all operating seamlessly to support the needs of our clients.
All right, so the next question is, if I volunteer for SCORE and become a mentor, how do people that need mentors find me? And are they coming from my local area? Or are they coming from other states?
Great question. So, primarily, clients will submit a request to meet with a mentor on the website, and that will be sent to you, either you directly as a mentor, where you can schedule it with the client, or to the chapter who will work with you and the client to assign that. You can right now make the choice to be available to mentor people nationwide. And one of the things we found during the pandemic, when everyone had to go virtual, is that the clients, the small business owners and those looking to start that are looking for mentoring, really want to find the best fit from a business topic or an industry or a skill, as opposed to someone local. So we really are encouraging our volunteers to be open to that virtual volunteering possibility and be willing to share your expertise, not just with people in your local community, which is incredibly valuable and important, but also be willing to share your help across the nation. That being said, many of the clients that a mentor sees are from their local community. I don't have numbers off the top of my head, and Ed, anecdotally, you may be able to share what your expertise is in the DMV region, but that would be my take on that.
Yeah. The majority of the people that we're seeing, just because of the routing system we're using, tend to be from the local geography. That said, though, we do encourage our mentors to be open to take a client from anywhere in the country, and virtual or video mentoring has certainly facilitated that. Under those circumstances, the client can go in and look at profiles and say, hey, I'd like to be matched with this particular individual because of their expertise, their background. Otherwise, we do a very good job of matching at the local level or the geographic level clients and volunteers, so that we've got a good match of expertise to need.
All right, so that is the last question we had today. So I do have some advice if you weren't able to get your question answered, or if you had some questions that you think of later. First, we will be sending this slide deck and the recording to all participants in a post-event email, so you can go back and review it on your own time. And Second, you can also reach out to your SCORE mentor. They can assist you with any further questions or any further business needs, and they could probably answer a lot of questions about being a SCORE mentor. If you're not already working with a mentor, you can get further information and request one by going to the link provided on the screen. You can also find our previous webinars and upcoming webinars along with educational business workshops by using the link at the bottom of the screen. And just like everything else at SCORE, those are free. So please check those out. Finally, I'd like to give a very special thanks to Bridget and Ed for their amazing presentation. Thank you guys so much for your time and sharing this valuable information with the SCORE audience today.
Cody, it was such a pleasure. And Ed, again, thank you for joining us and for everything you do as a SCORE volunteer. It's really appreciated.
Thank you both. Always enjoyable to interact. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you both for coming on. And with that, we'll go ahead and close out today's webinar. Take good care, and we look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye, everyone.